I have something to confess, and that is that I am in love. I am in love with a movie called. I almost said the name of this movie. I guess on the Chiron, you can kind of figure out from the context the name of this film. It is one of my favorite indies that I have seen this year. It's filled with heart and truth, and it's the performance is by a guy who also wrote and directed this film, Cooper Raiff. Welcome to the Film Threat Podcast. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me. Nice to meet you too.
This film is a total surprise. Really, your performance has. First of all, I can't believe you were able to juggle those roles, writing, directing, starring in this film. But it's also gets to a truth of the loneliness that so many young people feel when going off to college. That feeling of isolation, awkwardness, probably one of the worst periods of someone's life, and you captured it in all of its glory. And what I love about the performance is this isn't a type of college film that is, it doesn't feel like there are movie people, right?
Yeah.
These are really real people. Where did this all come from, and what led you to make the decision of, I'm just going to do all the things involved in making this film?
Well, it was very much based on real people, and like Maggie is very much based on a girl that I was in a relationship with for 3 years, and we're still best friends, and I still love her to death. And Alex is very much based on me, and the roommate even is based on like every male relationship that I've ever had. But yeah, what was the second question that you asked?
Oh, just how you were able to, one, your personal experience.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like the film is so truthful. And additionally, how you juggled the roles of being on camera and
how I decided to do that in the first place.
That's a crazy decision.
Yeah, I wanted to, there's an immediacy that happens, I think, when someone like Miranda July writes and directs and acts in her thing, that I really wanted for Shithouse. I also knew that if I cast some actor who was like great for Alex, I think I knew that person wasn't going to be a person who had been to college, because a lot of actors this age who are successful and really good haven't been to college. Like Dylan, who played Maggie, did not go to college, and Logan, who played my roommate, did not go to college. And I wanted someone to have really been there and experienced it. And I also just wanted to like own what I was saying about college, and what I was saying about my experience of it, and just like really, it's a specific way of talking about the pain of leaving home and growing up. And I really wanted to be the one on camera to like feel the things, if that makes sense.
There are so many parts of the performance that are, I mean, awkward. When you're already as an actor, you're so vulnerable on camera, and especially in this film, there's a part of a scene in the film where you have kind of this ultimate breakdown. What did it take to get to that? And when I just feel like directing yourself, that's a unique club of people who can do that. But to give such a performance for someone who's new on the scene like yourself is truly remarkable. But that particular scene where you really just kind of lose it, what did it take to get there?
I think you're talking about the phone call scene, right?
Yes, that's the phone call scene where you just kind of I mean, you're bearing your soul in a way. I mean, you might as well have been naked on camera.
I felt naked on camera for sure. I think it was also, what's really crazy about that scene is there was no one talking to me. So it was like me talking to myself. And I think I knew that, first of all, that was the last thing we shot. And I did not get a lot of sleep at all throughout the whole filming process. and it kind of all was like leading up to that scene, I think, and it all just kind of came out like the movie is this love letter to my mom, and at the end of the day, I think, and um, like I could cry on camera right now. Like it wasn't hard, and it felt so good to know that my mom was going to watch it, and I could kind of communicate to her how sad I am about the fact that we're not going to get those years back, and things aren't going to ever quite be the same way that they were, and I'm not going to be a kid and under that roof again. Because I think the movie to me is about how no one prepares you for how hard it is to fall asleep under that new roof and to like make a new second home for yourself. And it all came to the forefront in that scene. And I was kind of not excited to do it, but I wasn't scared of it at all. I knew that it was going to come, and it was kind of just a matter of making sure that it's remotely watchable, because I didn't want to just full on scare people. Because what I think with the character, he's for the first time being, I think a lot of people have said it, the character's so vulnerable the whole way through, but I think in that moment, he's truly vulnerable in the way that he's opening up and communicating his sadness in a way that before he cries, he's a crier and he cries a lot, but it's always by himself. And I think that's the first time where he kind of communicates his tears and communicates the fact that he misses home and knows that he has to move forward and move on, but he just wants to tell his mom. And I want to tell him all the time, I'm so sorry that being a mom is so hard. You raise a kid for 18 years and then you have to drop them off and leave them there. And I have just endless empathy for parents everywhere. And I think especially close families, it's really traumatic to just leave that where it is. So yeah, I mean, I could do that scene over and over again, I feel like.
Well, that puts you in a category of actor, I think, like right out of the gate, that is just really incredible. I want to ask also, what have audiences, how they've reacted to it, because the genre of a college film, right, has long glorified things like drinking and hookups and partying, and this movie doesn't do that. It doesn't do it in a way that's necessarily damning to that lifestyle that people choose.
Right.
But what I love about it is it's sort of grounded in a morality of treasuring family relationships and sort of letting go and sort of looking at how other people live their lives. So I'm curious how audiences have reacted. This is not, I mean, if National Lampoon's Animal House is on one end of the scale, this is on the complete, like, I can't go far enough, right?
Right.
Like there's the glorification of that, and then there's this examining that you're doing. And I'm just curious how audiences have responded.
I think people not are craving it, but I think the response has been like, oh, it's refreshing to see a college movie written by someone who's a year out and like so not removed. Like I wasn't nostalgic and I think a lot of movies about college are coming from a place of nostalgia. And also I think the other thing is writers love college because it's such a playground, like kind of anything goes and you can write whatever entertaining scene you want. But for me, when I decided to make a movie about college, it was really going to be about one thing. And that was just what it means to figure out who you are outside of the home that you were raised in, and kind of grappling with, like, for me, I'm someone who really likes to love other people and care for other people. And I was kind of slapped in the face by the fact that no one really wanted to be taken care of. Like my freshman year, I tried to help people throwing up and they were like, get away from me. I'm having an exorcism right now and I don't want to be touched. And I think I was forced to examine myself in terms of like, I needed to learn how to take care of myself. Because for 18 years, I was, my mom took very good care of me. And getting to college was like oh my gosh, I'm so alone, and I have to learn how to not just like make my bed, but learn how to be on my own and stand on my own 2 feet in a really major way. But at the same time, I still wanted to say that I do think that it is important to be able to ask things of people and to depend on people for things. And I think we should all be looking out for each other, but you can't really do that in a real way until you've taken care of yourself.
How did you find the supporting cast? They were all so great. I found like your roommate, who's
Incredible.
yeah, like I also feel for him in some way. But how did you find this group of actors and sort of get them to? I guess I grew up watching John Hughes movies,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember disliking them because I just felt like that they weren't real people. And I feel like what you were able to capture was just not only real moments, but even the actors that you chose look like the ages that they are, right? So
Yeah.
how'd you put together that cast?
Well, I think like first, just speaking on Sam, I think Sam is there's a lot of me in Sam. Like I think Alex is me kind of stripped away and all of these very sensitive, vulnerable parts of me. But I think I drank a lot my freshman year and I turned my brain off in a major way, in the way that I think Sam is. And I was like performative in the way that Sam is. And um, I'm obsessed with Logan. I was obsessed with him before even writing the movie. And I didn't, I don't know. I feel like when I thought about who was going to play Sam, I was like, I think I would be such great friends with Logan, because I see so much of my self, and like I feel like we're similar people, and I wanted him to kind of be this person on steroids, and I wanted Alex to be this person on steroids. But I think there's a lot of me in both, and I think Logan, yeah, I mean, I feel for Logan or Sam so much, and I love that character, and I think it says a lot about what it means to have a roommate in the same room. Like, you're not going to not hate each other, but you're also not going to not be super close at the end of the day. And but like for Maggie, Dylan is incredible, and I've always thought she's incredible and so specific. And I think this role, like what I had written on the page, was kind of I think Dylan's Maggie on steroids almost. So I think that it was really scary to decide that this was going to be a good fit. But that first day when we did our first scene together, I was like, this is going to be incredibly magic, because there's something about us just sitting there that's so interesting and engaging, because we're such polar opposites.
I wanna ask about the title Shithouse.
Yeah.
One, where it came from, and two, did you realize maybe when you called the project Shithouse that you may run into problems? And also, kudos to IFC for saying,
Right.
nah, the movie's called Shithouse. That's, I mean, look, you know, your Chiron on the video here, you know, I'm adding asterisks, but you know, look, they say shit on CNN now. I mean, it's kind of, the shit's out of the bag, so to speak. And
yeah, they said shit show after the debate. That was
right.
That was a big moment for our movie, I think.
Yeah, I mean, did it present any problems when you were talking to people about distributing the film? Or I'm sure film festivals don't have an issue with Shithouse, but I've heard so many stories of friends who've had movies like, well, they wanted to start with the letter A. The thing that they might have done is a shithouse, right?
Yes,
so
yeah.
They're top of the VOD with
yeah.
But what went into the thinking of the title? Where did it come from? And did it present any marketing issues at all?
Well, first of all, it did present. So with IFC, I was kind of shocked that we didn't even have a conversation about it. It was just like, that's the title of the movie. But internationally, it is going to change. The title is going to change. And but to answer the other question, I've had to sort of come up with all these ideas for titles internationally, and I've had such a hard time because there's no other title for the movie in my head. And the reason why is because the movie is about this character who had such a safety net for 18 years, got to college, and college felt like a really crappy home. And a lot of it was his fault. because he didn't know how to create a good one. But also a lot of it is just like the nature of college is just it's a crappy home. But also at the same time, there was a party house at my college called Shit House, so that was kind of spoon fed to me. And then I just thought about it as being like this perfect metaphor for what college was for me and like for Alex. So that's why I always loved the title. And it does come from, the movie I think starts at that place of like, I don't want it to be called Second Home. Like I don't want it to, that's not the feel of the movie either. And obviously Shithouse isn't the feel of the movie by the end, but it does start from this place of, is that all there is? Are there any other houses that are having any parties tonight? Like that's where it starts, I think. And I always think of the title of a movie as like, that's your first introduction to the movie. And I do like introducing it to people in that way. I think it sucks that certain people probably won't watch it because that's titled that way, but I think I'm okay with that.
Well, I like that it does tie in thematically to your larger themes.
Yeah,
I mean, it works.
Yeah, and it just like, I think the movie, I hope that the movie doesn't feel precious in a way that like, I think it makes sense that like it doesn't take itself too seriously in a way that the title does not. Like I didn't want a pretentious title because that doesn't fit either. So I kind of just wanted to go bold and then defy expectations.
Well, that I really feel like that was the right choice, because a forgettable title like Second Home or based on some song title like Feeling Kinda Sorta would be lame.
Right. It would have been like any other title and it's proved itself to be like just super corny. Like all my ideas for international titles are just corny.
Leave that to the international distributors or IFC overseas or whatever they're doing. But this is, I mean, I really feel like you've landed like on the map with this film. Has this opened up opportunities for you? Do you have a next project on the horizon you can talk about right now or no?
I can't talk about them, but I realized right away that it's a lucky moment that could be a very small window. So I'm just trying to say yes to everything. And so I am really busy right now because I've said yes to a lot of things. And I just want to, I don't want to say capitalize, but I want to take the opportunities while they're coming my way. And so I am busy right now and I do hope to make something soon.
With that, I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. I'm sure we'll see you in a Marvel movie or something. I just think it's a remarkable performance, and it's a special film, and it's not too precious, and it's boldly honest, and dude, you knocked it out of the park. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking to you.
Yeah. And thanks to our sponsor, Storyblocks. Go to storyblocks.com/filmthreat. Cooper, dude, you nailed it. Thank you again.
Thank you.